And this is the question I get more than any other. More than where should I move? More than what does it cost? And more than is it safe? The question I get the most is, how do I make sure I don't run out of money? Here's the thing about geo-arbitrage that nobody talks about. The cost of living equation only works if your income travels with you. And if your income is tied to a desk, a badge, a zip code, the math changes. And for a lot of people, that is the wall that they hit before they even get to the airport. So today, I'm not talking about why you need to go or where to go. I'm talking about what you need to build before you go. Specifically, 5 income streams that have survived every major recession in the past 30 years. The ones that do not care which country you're sitting in, and the ones that keep paying when market corrects, currency shifts, and the rule changes. If you have been watching this series and the one thing standing between you and a decision to leave is the income question, then this video is for you. I'm Emro, and I'm the founder of Relocate with Revenue. I want to be upfront about something before we get into the list. I am not a financial advisor. What I am is someone who built independent income streams deliberately over several years across multiple channels. The streams I'm about to show you are not theoretical. They're the architect of the income that I made post moving abroad. I say post because I actually did not realize this ahead of time. And this is part of the reason why I am trying to explain to individuals that it's best to start before you move. I'll share my story in a bit. So this is the reason why I help clients to build in strategy sessions their plan in which to execute their Relocate with Revenue plan. This channel exists because income is not the obstacle that most people think of when it comes to relocation. It is a planning problem. It is a planning problem that has a solution. I want to address 2 that will come up if you see the research on this topic anywhere else, because they are real income streams and they do survive recessions. But I just don't want you to think I'm ignoring them. And I want to be honest about why they're not included in the focus of this video, because truly they require a lot of upfront capital and time. So subscribe if you have not already, because each week I drop new videos and every video goes deeper than the last. Now let's get into it. Dividend income from a well-structured investment portfolio is a legitimate recession-resilient income stream. If you have already built a portfolio, if you have a 401k, an IRA, a brokerage account, generating distributions, dividends, and income or allocation units, if you're from the UK, that income absolutely travels with you. It does not care where you live. And geo-arbitrage makes it go significantly further. The reason it is not in this main list today is because building a dividend portfolio from scratch requires a lot of capital and quite a bit of time. So that is the reason. So let's move on. Real estate income is one of the most powerful wealth building tools available in the markets. But again, to do this in the West, it is quite debilitating if you have not already started. But in places like Kenya and in other developing countries where entry prices are a fraction of Western market, the logic makes sense. I have spoken about Kenyan land in an earlier video in this series, and I will go deeper into the real estate conversation in a future video. The reason that this is not on today's list again is due to time and capital constraints. Buying, setting up, even with a management company handling day-to-day operations, it requires upfront capital and a learning curve that takes time to navigate. For most people, building income for relocation, property comes after the move, not before it. Build location independent income first. For most people wanting to relocate, building income becomes a priority. The property parts of it comes after the move, not before. So build your location independent income first, then buy the land. Okay, right. Glad to have that out of the way. Now, here are the 5 streams that made the list. The first stream is the one that most people already have and do not recognize as income, your expertise. Think about what you know, not just your job title, what you actually know how to do. Financial planning, operations management, human resource, supply chain, marketing strategy, legal navigation, healthcare administration. 3 decades of professional experience in any field is not just a resume. It is a consultant practice waiting to be structured. Now, why does consultant services survive recessions? Because when companies cut costs, the first thing they cut is headcount. The second thing they reach for are more contractors and consultants who can solve a specific problem without a salary, benefit, or long-term commitment. Demand for senior expertise does not disappear in a downturn. It shifts from employee to independent contractor or consultant. Every recession in the last 30 years has seen this uptick. So what does this look like in practice? You identify your area of expertise. You define the specific problem you solve, not a job description, the specific outcome you produce. You build a simple 1-page online presence, and you begin conversations through LinkedIn, Facebook, through your existing professional network, through referrals about working with organizations on a project or retainer basis. The beauty of consulting as a foundation income stream is this. You can start it before you move. You can run it from anywhere in the world with a laptop and a reliable internet connection. And it's shown to generate the highest hourly rate of any stream on this list because you are selling the outcome of 30 years of knowledge, not your time. The one thing that holds most people back from this stream is the belief that they need a brand, a website, a course, a social media following before anyone will pay them. You do not. You need one client, one engagement, one result. The infrastructure follows the expertise, not the other way around. Your expertise is not your job. It is your most portable, most durable, most recession-proof income asset that you have. Most people retire when they leave their employer. The smart ones monetize it. The second stream is the one I am most personally invested in talking about because it's the one that changed the economics of my relocation. A digital product is anything you can create once and sell repeatedly. An ebook, a guide, a template, a toolkit, a course, a framework, a checklist, an AI prompt pack. The content does not matter as much as the principle. You do the work once and it continues to generate income without requiring your time for every transaction. Why does this survive recessions? Because the price point is accessible. When economies contract, people do not stop buying information and tools that can solve urgent problems. They stop buying luxury goods. They cut subscriptions that they don't use. But a $27 guide tells them how to navigate something that they're anxious about: retirement, relocation, financial planning, career transition. That is a purchase that survives a downturn. It is also a purchase that scales. You can sell 1 copy in a month or 10,000. And the cost of goods is very low. What does this look like in practice? You identify the question that you get asked most often by friends, by colleagues, by people who discover what you know. You package that answer to that question in a structured, useful document or course. You price it accessibly and you put it somewhere where people can find it and buy it without needing to ask you a single question. I will be direct about the timeline. A digital product does not generate significant income in a week or a month. It generates income over months and years if you do it right. Build an audience, refine the product, and create the pathways that leads people to it. What it gives you in return is something no other consulting engagement can do: compounding passive income that does not require your presence to earn. Now, for the viewer that says, "But Em, I don't know what I can create," let me reframe this. You're not creating content. You're packaging a solution. The solution already exists in your head. Your only job is to get it out of your head and into a format that someone else can use. In my case, and for my audience who are looking to relocate, I noticed a common underlying problem, and that is that some might have money to leave, but not enough to maintain their lifestyle. And I know that because I went through a loss and had to decide how to supplement my income when I decided to leave. So I took that experience and turned it into a solution. Not only did I write the relocation blueprint, which gave my audience the roadmap on how to leave the West in a structured way, but I also went back and I built the relocation toolkit for those that are unsure of where to start in the journey. Their immediate question is not necessarily, how do I make money? Their question was, how can I leave? I hope that this makes sense. 2 different problems, 2 different questions, 2 different solutions. That's what you focus on. Focus on the solutions. So I hope this makes sense. See the problems, see the pain points, and then address them. Now, the last thing. Oftentimes, my customers do see the pain points, but there's a disconnect in that they can't figure out how to present it. Even after throwing it into AI, the AI is great for problem evaluation, but not great at least not yet, at assessing and mapping out the problem to what the audience needs in this specific point in their journey. And this is where I come in with the strategy session, where I help break down the mapping and the steps to get you from unstuck to building a process. I hope that this is becoming a bit clearer. So again, a digital product is not passive income in a get rich quick sense. It is a leveraged product that you offer. And my position is that it has to be not just good enough. It has to affect positive change. The third stream is the most immediately accessible of all the 5. And it is the one that most people already have the skills to start without any additional training. Freelance services are skills for hire on a project basis. Writing, editing, graphic design, web development, video editing, social media content management, bookkeeping, virtual assistant, translation, copywriting, research, photography. The list goes on. There is almost no professional skill that cannot be offered as a freelance service to a global client base. And why does freelancing survive recessions? The same reason consulting does, but at a different price point and at a different scale. When budgets tighten, businesses stop hiring, but they do not stop needing things done. They outsource, they contract, they find skilled people who can deliver a specific result at a defined cost. And the platforms that connects freelancers to clients, Upwork, Fiverr, freelancer.com, People Per Hour, TopTal, LinkedIn, industry-specific directories. These platforms have grown every single year through every recession over the last 3 decades. The ones that I've mentioned might not have been around for the past 3 decades, but there was a version that existed then. So what does this look like in practice? You identify 2 or 3 skills that you have that solves a problem someone else will pay you for. You create a simple profile on 1, 2, or 3 platforms. You set a rate that reflects your experience and what the market will be willing to pay for. And you begin. Then you get on social media and you talk about your services and use your profile page of said platforms as your link in the bio. The geo-arbitrage dimension of freelancing is particularly powerful. When you earn in US dollars, British pounds, or Canadian dollars, and you spend in Kenyan shilling or Thailand baht, you effectively multiply your hourly rate. A freelance writer earning $50 an hour from a US client living in Da Nang is earning the equivalent of $150 to $200 per hour in purchasing power. The client pays the same. The lifestyle is fundamentally different. The one thing that I want to be clear about is freelancing is not passive income. It requires your time, for every engagement, but it is flexible, location independent, and you can start immediately. And for many people, it is the bridge income, the stream that funds the move while other streams are being built. This is how most digital nomads got to be digital nomads. So yes, freelancing is the bridge. You use it to cross from where you are now to where you want to go. And most people do not need freelance forever. They need it long enough for that bridge to be created to other income streams. The fourth stream is the one that takes the longest to build and can generate the most compounding value over time. It is also the one that most people dismiss too early because they don't see the return fast enough. Content creation, YouTube, a podcast, a newsletter, a blog, a social media presence built around a specific area of expertise is not primarily an income stream in 1 year. It is an audience building engine that generates multiple income streams simultaneously: AdSense revenue, sponsorship, affiliate income, digital product sales, consulting leads, speaking engagements, and brand partnership. So why does this survive recessions? Because surely content creation hasn't been around for 30 years. Because attention does not disappear in the downturn. It increases. People who are anxious about their finances, their future, their options, they consume more information, not less. The channels that speak directly and honestly to that anxiety with substance and without hype, they grow faster during periods of economic uncertainty. Every major recession of the last 20 years have produced a new generation of influencers and content creators who built their audience precisely because they spoke to what people were afraid of. What does this look like in practice? You pick one platform, one topic, not 10 platforms, not a broad topic, one and one. And this is not one and done. You commit to publishing consistently for 12 months, not perfectly, consistently. And you measure success not by views in month 1, but by compound growth. The difference between where you are in month 3 to where you are in month 12, it looks completely different. I want to be honest about the timeline because most people who give up at this stream, they also give up in patience, not in content. The channels that you watch and respect right now, the ones with 50,000 or 500,000 subscribers, almost universally do not look the same in their early videos. They had smaller audience, less polished content. It's just that the audience needed time to arrive. You're watching this channel right now. This is what it looks like in practice. A content platform built around a specific area of expertise, speaking to a specific audience that generates product sales, consulting leads, and eventually, hopefully, a community that funds its growth. I did not start with a large audience. I started at 0, but I started. And as you can see, my early content was all over the place. But as I grew, I also honed and focused my skills. I'm getting better. It's not a formula. It is the work. Content creation is not about going viral. It is about showing up consistently with substance until the audience that needs to find you finally does. The fifth stream is the one that surprises people the most because it sounds expensive to set up, hard to scale, and dependent on a level of fame or credentials that most people do not feel they have. None of that is true. And I want to dismantle each assumption right now. Online coaching and mentoring is the delivery of structured guidance, accountability, and expertise to a specific person solving a specific problem. Delivered through video calls, messaging, email, or a combination of all three. It does not require a certification or a coaching school diploma or 1,000 followers. It requires that you have navigated something that someone else wants to navigate and that you can help them to do so faster with fewer mistakes than you had made. So think about what you have been through: a career transition, a relocation, a business launch, a divorce, a financial recovery, a health transformation, a period of caregiving, a cultural adaptation, Whatever it is, if you came out the other side with knowledge that could have saved you time, money, or pain if somebody else had given it to you from the start, you have a foundation of a coaching program or a mentoring offer. Why does this survive recessions? Because in uncertain times, people do not want more information. They want guidance. They want someone where they're trying to get to, who can look at their specific situation and say, here is what I see. Here is what I think can be done. Here is what you should avoid. That is worth paying for in any economic climate. So what does this look like in practice? You define a specific outcome that you want to help someone achieve. You offer that outcome to one person. You charge a fair rate for your time and expertise. You deliver results. And the word of mouth and referrals that follows are your marketing, because there is no better form of advertising than a client who achieves what they came to you for. Now, let's look at it from a geo-arbitrage lens again. Coaching calls are delivered over video. Your clients are wherever they are. You are wherever you are. The income is in their currency. The expenses are in yours. That equation works anywhere in the world with a reliable internet connection. You do not need to be famous to be valuable. You just need to have something that someone else is currently trying to navigate. That's the entire qualification. 5 streams, and you do not need all 5. I actually like to say that you need 2. But really and truly, you need to start with 1. Build deliberately over 6 to 12 months. That gives you the financial foundation to relocate with confidence rather than hope. That is the principle this channel is built on. Income first, freedom always, not the other way around. The mistake I see most often is people falling in love with the destination and trying to figure out the income on the other side of the move. Sometimes it works. Oftentimes, it creates exactly the kind of financial pressure that makes a new country feels like a trap rather than an opportunity. Build the income stream first, test it, stabilize it, and then move with the confidence of someone who knows their financial foundation is already in place and that they are moving towards something they have already built rather than away from something they're trying to escape from. I want to say this. I made every mistake I just described. I know what it feels like to move before the income is fully in place. I also know what it feels like to watch it come together from the other side. The view from here is better, but the path is more navigatable than most people think if you start to build in the right order. That is the difference between relocating with revenue and just relocating. If this video has given you a direction, if one of these streams felt like it was made for where you are right now, the next step is not another video. The next step is a plan. The digital relocation blueprint is where that plan starts. It covers income stream selection based on your existing skills and situation. It covers financial threshold you need to hit before relocation makes sense. It covers the sequence, what to build first, what comes after, and how to know when you're ready. The link is in the description below. Start there. And if you're past the blueprint stage, if you have already been doing the work and what you need now is a strategy conversation specifically to your income skills and your relocation timeline, the strategy session is the next conversation. 1 hour with me, one-on-one. The link is also in the description below. And if you're still here and you're not sure of either, but you're still curious, then it might be that you just need the relocation toolkit. This is the starting point to explore your possibilities of where this can take you. Consider it as the red pill or the blue pill moment. I'm just joking. This is your starting line. So start where you are. The toolkit, if you're not sure where to start. The blueprint, if you're ready to build a plan. The strategy session, if you're ready to execute it. If this video has shifted something, have moved you from watching to planning, then you already know what the next step is. Take it and share this video with someone who is asking the same income questions. The person in your circle who says, I would love to do something like that, but I don't know how to make money. This video might be their answer. Subscribe if you haven't already and hit that notification bell, because what is coming in the next series is going deeper into the mechanics of building income that travels. More streams, more specifics, and more of the conversation that nobody else seems to want to have directly. I'm Emerald. I help individuals and families relocate with revenue, income first, and freedom always. The links are in the description below. I'll see you in the next one.